My name is Zainab Alradhi. I am a fertility awareness educator and the founder of Niswa. I also create content for Niswa. I was born and raised in Saudi Arabia in Tarout Island. I was there until I was 18 years old, and that's when I moved to the US to complete my education. I went to University of Michigan. I graduated with a bachelor's degree in health sciences, and my concentration was environmental health and safety. Niswa is a multimedia platform that is bilingual, dedicated to advocating for body literacy, women taking charge of their fertility, and teaching the fertility awareness method. It's also advocating for women to make informed choices, informed consensual choices in regard to their health and their environment. I have had clients that are from Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Bahrain, Egypt, and the US. It is a very diverse audience. My goal is for every single young woman and folks who menstruate to be able to know their bodies, honor it, and not feel shame. Change can only happen through education. The definition of feminism, modern feminism, the feminism that I want to be part of, is one that asks and voices equity, realizes that we're not men, we're not little men. We have different bodies, we are cyclical beings, we have different anatomy, and we have different needs, but at the same time we have that equity between men and women. I think that the feminist movement is taking place worldwide. Struggles can change from one community to another and from one culture to another. From my own experience, let's say, because I don't know how it is for other people, but for an Arab person who was raised in a religiously strict family, community as a whole, in a very collective society as well, not very individualistic, for a woman to come out and voice her opinion and voice her concerns and voice her own rights, that can be challenged in a collective society, in a society that honors tradition and culture, where everyone is thinking the same way. Everyone is expected to think in a certain way and fear change. It is more challenging. This also lines up with why I started Niswa. Living in Saudi Arabia, living in the community I lived in the society that I have been in, going to the school that I went to, it all lined up to me, like most of the women in my generation, lacking body literacy, not being familiar with our bodies, not having the vocabulary to describe our bodies, to understand our bodies, our anatomy, just scientific basic anatomy. We were not having that knowledge and that awareness. And so when I went to the US and I went to college, my partner at the time was conducting a research on hormonal contraceptives and its impact on the environment and the women's health. And that really grabbed my attention. And when I started looking into it, I realized I need another option. We need another option. Women deserve better. And that's when I start finding the fertility awareness method. But because of my experience back home, because of that lack of information, because I didn't have sex ed classes, because I didn't have the talk with anyone in my family, because my period was a surprise to me as an 11-year-old, all of that led to me saying, women deserve to know this. This is a birthright. It is very important to include men in this conversation. It's not just about women, it's not just about people who have menstrual cycles, but it's also about those men who are part of these women's lives. You know, their fathers, their partners, their brothers, their sons, their colleagues and their bosses at work. They need to be part of that conversation to be able to coexist in a manner that is not awkward and not based on shame and not based on authority, but based on respect and based on understanding. I think that the time when we will see equality between men and women is the time when, first of all, women have an ownership over their bodies and not have anyone in the world telling them what they can or cannot do with their bodies. And for men to be part of the conversation, for women to open up and not be so protective of our stories and our experiences. Let men come in and hear our experiences and let them support us.